To push that button. Hang on. There we go. Pushing buttons, pushing buttons. I push buttons, that's for sure. Oh man. Feel a little bit lightheaded. Um, did eat, had some coffee, went for a walk the dog. Um, still have a weird voice today, so I don't know how long I'm going to be on today. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how things go today. But you know what? Let's play. Let's play. I want to play. Um, and it's not with the dinosaurs. We could play with the dinosaurs. I mean, I got all these fun little things that are around me that we could play with. Um, we're heading into today's Holy Thursday. So, for those who may not know, or, today's a holy day. And today would be, if you went to church, it's the washing of the feet. So, what a good Catholic I am. I remember these things. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Mass would be, or you would go there, it'd be all in silence. And I think it's at 3 o'clock. And then you're in silence. And it's the adoration of the cross, where you go and you kiss the feet of the cross. So, yeah, little FYI there. But I was just watching a program which was quite devastating. Bald and Bankrupt. I follow him on YouTube. Been following him for a long time. He's an Englishman. He's Russian. He travels in places that most people won't travel, and he just did an hour-long episode on Ukraine, and it's very it is not educational. Well, educational, I guess, but it's a good one to go watch. It was interesting to see, because he just went there just to film, to see what was going on, and in doing so, it was really showing you a perspective, and that's the whole thing. There's a perspective there. And one of the things that he said, which is so interesting, and because the people who are at the core of it, are they embrace life, they embrace everything. And it's like people who have opinions are the ones way on the other side, way, somewhere else in the world, and they have they have, their perspective of the way everything should be. So it's quite interesting. The people who are there living it see things differently than the people who are not there. Ain't that always the truth? you know you see that all the time. People feel like they know what is right or what is wrong, and it's a whole nother perspective of it all. So what I want to do is just pull some cards. We're coming to the end of a lot of the energies, like with Taurus season starting to come in. We have Mercury is past Neptune now, and we have Mars in Leo. It's not out of shadow yet. So we're seeing, some changes coming up, some things starting to move. I was just but people are still so touchy. People are just so touchy. I guess with the debate that happened yesterday. Was it yesterday, the debate? I didn't watch it. But anyways, the debate that was on, and some of the questions that were asked to the circus, it was quite hilarious, because he was so you could see on his face. There's clips out there, and how angry he was at all the questions, especially people asking him, how many genders are there? And that was an interesting one. And should women have their own bathrooms and their um, own bathrooms, sports, and facilities for women in need, kind of, and he really didn't answer that directly. So it's interesting, you know, to witness that. Anyways, so let's see what's the energy today. Well, let's pull a card for the energy today. Let's see what the energy is today. So we're pulling a card. The energy today, is grounding. So it is a day for grounding. definitely. That's beautiful card. Beautiful one. Set down your roots and ground. So it's a beautiful day to get grounded and to be grounded. And with that, let's pull out a tarot card that to go with the grounding. And yeah, my throat is it's sore. And my voice is kind of crackly. But oh, this is a card that came out. So so get grounded, but we have the fire card. So 2 of Wands come in. And of course, I turn practically, I turn right to it. How can I combine my efforts in order to achieve the best results? So what can you do to achieve the grounding? What can you do to achieve that today? So this is where you got to look at the prospects in your life and look at what's going on. And is this going to lead me to where I am facing my fears? Am I seeking wisdom, choices, determination? What am I doing basically, Am I doing something that's going to unground me? Am I going to do something because when these are like this is a beautiful combo because it's highlighting the confidence and the vision we need to manifest our plans. And in order to manifest our plans, whatever they may be, you need to ground. You need to sort of get yourself like, okay, how can I get focused? You can't be up here and you can't be kind of like airy fairy all over the place. You got to be, grounded. You got to here put it in. So this is where you got to look at if you're able to focus and be mindful of the larger scope of the situation, your output is going to be double the strength. So opening your perspective, opening your viewpoint on, and not getting so staunched on your viewpoint and feeling like, well, it has to be my way. So this is where, with the tree coming in, looking at the grounding that you need to do and your perspective, in it all. So that's where we're heading. We're heading into the grounding. So we're having the grounding. So as we're heading into the grounding, tomorrow is Good Friday, and it's the Easter weekend. What is it? What does that Good Friday look like? What is that energy for Good Friday? Ooh, oh, release. So it's about releasing. What a wonderful, love that card for Good Friday. Really bringing in that autumnal energy, right? You know, you think of the fall, you think of the trees are losing their leaves, things are dying off. Good Friday, things are dying off. So what do you need to release? What do you need to let go of? Because once you're grounded and you start seeing things more clearly in the perspective coming in, you can actually allow yourself to let go. And when you start yourself to let go, so now's the time to let anything in your life fall away that is no longer useful or needed. Very much so. It's like, what is that pruning that I need to do with inside? What are the things that I need to let go of that are no longer in alignment with me? And how can I do that? And so shedding, what do I need to shed? Is there a relationship that I need to let go of? A situation, person, place, thing. This is where I'd say, come join me for the May 31-day journaling journey. We're going to learn how to do some creative writing. We're going to step in to our imagination and into our vibrations and our energy to really allow ourselves to let the pen flow, let the energy flow. And this is where when you start to do that, you are starting to allow yourself to release a lot of things that just like, it's some things I can control, some things I can't control. So what's the card that goes along with it? Yeah, release the conflict. On my on my Instagram before I came on, they on 17th Avenue, I guess a pedestrian was crossing the street. I don't know if the guy was too far into the intersection, but the guy tapped his car. Wow, that ended up into a big argument. Of course, people are filming it. I mean, that's the other thing. You can't even have an argument with somebody without somebody filming it. You're being filmed in some way, or somebody people are so explosive right now. So it's like, okay, what the Five of Wands, it's again, it's fire. So we got this fire energy. You got Mars is gone into Leo. That's Mars is like, okay, baby, we gotta go. He's not at full speed yet. He's not at full, like, here I go. And we still have the sun at 28 degrees in Aries. So we have the sun just coming to those anoretic degrees, of things heightening. So we all know what happens when fire gets angry. I mean, it's kind of, I kind of, I shouldn't laugh, but when I know a fire sign and I see them get mad, I'm just like, let them burn out, man, because they're going to go, boom, 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 and they're going to be spewing out all their fire everywhere. And I said, just let them go. I walk away. I just walk away. I just like, whatever. And then the next thing you know, oh, okay, I'm all fine. It's like an air sign. You just let them go. You just let the air go out, right? For earth signs, it's like they have to, like, they'll stomp and they'll rah, rah, they're like Godzilla and stomping the ground and everything. And it's like, don't touch me. Leave me alone. And water signs are just like, I just want to be hugged. Just hug me so I feel better. So I feel connected. I have the security. So, I mean, emotions are going to run, right? It helps them to do that. Just let them, yeah, fire signs, just let them the fuck go. They're going to spew their fire all over the place. And then they're like, oh, what, why is everybody hiding? Because they didn't want to get burned. Um, the water's like, you're going to be fine. It's okay. Can I help you? So watch that energy that's coming out, especially on Friday. Know that you got to release. Watch the conflicts. People, I mean, you're wanting to be grounded as we're going into this week, and you're wanting to be able to, like, okay, this is what I need to be doing. And in order that, as I get into Saturday, there comes an activation. The wind picks up. So the wind is picking up. Things are starting to go. So what do you want to activate? What are the things that you want to start going? You're grounding, you're releasing, you're starting to see things in the direction that you want to, facing things that you need to face, and then you're starting to let loose, let go, step away from any conflict, step away from what no longer serves you. And the wind is an activation. It wants to blow. I love standing in the wind. I love standing out and just like like you're just standing up there. It's like the sound of music, and she's up there singing her little song and dancing away, and then just twirling around. So this is, you feel is the result of lack of activation. In other words, something that stirs your senses, something stirring, something wants to get you to move, right? There's an activation that's happening there. And this is like, it's finding the pleasure in the warm bath that makes you feel good, you know, releasing any tension and stress. Just let it go, right? Things, you might get really tense. I mean, things might get crazy this on Friday. Probably will. But this is where it's like the action, engage in some activity that you can be fully present, fully active and engaged. Take out some craft, do the eggs, do colored eggs. Maybe that's something that is like, oh, I don't have any kids. Do like 4 eggs, boil them and paint them. Have some fun, right? Have some fun. Do the boiled eggs. Allow you, maybe go out and have a nice, little cappuccino or whatever, something fun. Do some window shopping or something along that line. So this is where it's going to get you to move. So you'll be required so that your body can enjoy, have some movements, get out there. Because you know what? You're going to get a lot of information. A lot of things are going to come in. That activation is going to get you. It's going to say, don't get stagnant here. Information's coming in. There's a lot of movement right now. So we got the fire, and now we got the King of Swords. The King of Swords is air. Air is activating all that fire. All the fire is getting activated. It's coming in. So how are you going to work with that fire? How are you going to work with your passion? How are you going to allow for that activation to come forth? Right? Because The king knows shit. This is a king of swords. The king of swords, he knows stuff. He's not lackadaisical. He's not like, you know, he's very forthright, very knowledgeable. Allow for that knowledge because the information is going to come through you and it's going to say, hey, let's go over here. Your ego might be like, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's stupid. But that energy, that passion that's coming through is that we want to direct it in a place that is positive, a place that can bring in that activation as we head into Sunday. And Sunday brings in a rebirth. I can't make this shit up. Look at the rebirth is Sunday. Isn't that beautiful? Here comes the rebirth. Of course, it's when God rises from, Jesus rose from the dead. It's the rebirthing. And it's a cute bunny. Look at the bunny. Oh, that's a cute bunny. I like that bunny. And there's an owl and there's a butterfly. And look at, she's got a little nest there. Look at the nest. Right? So beautiful. So beautiful. So allow for that rebirthing because you're going through all of these like transformation and changes all like in a weekend, right? It's like a weekend retreat where you come in, you're not sure you know everybody, and then by Sunday, you're just like, I love you, with everybody. So this is a rebirthing. This is allowing for you to come out to shine. And as you're coming out to shine, don't hold things back. Don't try and hold things back. The Four of Pentacles is like, hey, you know what? We're coming into a time that's going to bring us something beautiful. We can't hold back. Am I ready to go beyond the mere materialistic values of my life? Wow. There's the shadowy confinement of a cave. So are you wanting to, like, you're coming out? Are you afraid to come out? Is there a fear of being seen in the truth of who you are, in that beautiful spirit of who you are? Are you afraid for that fire to be seen? That passion, that love, that enthusiasm? Because here we're coming into this weekend of activation and motive and moving, and we're going into Taurus season. This Taurus season wants to, like, I want to be seen, like Tauruses aren't really, I mean, they're they're the second house. Hang on here. So they're the second house. It's the bougie house. It's where they love the things that they love. They love to have pretty things around them. They like they love their personal finances. They usually have some, actual money. They like things that are tangible, right? That's with the Taurus energy. And sometimes it's like people don't want to. It's like they're afraid to wear the purple scarf or they're afraid to wear that shirt because, oh my God, somebody's going to slay me. This is where it's like, put the shirt on, put those colors on, allow yourself to step in and just embrace it. Embrace all that beauty that is you. And that's, that comes from the grounding. That comes from the pruning because you're letting all this light come in. It's like brambles, when you get a bunch of brambles and stuff, and they're prickly and nobody wants to go into the bramble bush. Nobody wants to go trim the bramble bush, but it has to be trimmed. It has to be cut back because brambles will take over a whole, area and you can't get through they're horrific little bitches, brambles are. But you got to go in there. You got to prune them. You got to cut them away. You can get the bramble berries after. If they're properly pruned. Right? So that's what we have to do because we have the knowledge. Then the king's there. The king is there. There's a butterfly there. There's a couple butterflies that are coming in. So there is a rebirthing that is happening within us. But it's that resilience within it all. We are so fortunate, even with all the bullshit crap that's happening that we feel in our country. You know what? We're so lucky. We are so lucky. We are in a blessed place. You can bitch about your doctors, you can bitch about the hospital lines, you can bitch about, but you can still go to the hospital. The hospital's still there, right? You can still go to a grocery store. It's still there. Food is in the grocery store, right? You could get in your vehicle and go somewhere. We are blessed. But we don't think about that. We can bitch about so many things that are going on. But here it's like this birthing, this energy that's coming in, these frequencies that are coming in are telling us that we have to really look at the blessings, the blessings that we have. We live in a blessed place and we don't even thank it. We live in such a blessed place. Whether you're in the United States, whether you're in, Canada, parts of Europe, like, oh my God, how blessed are you? You're so blessed, right? You're not in a place where bombs are dropping or sirens are going off for you to go running. This is where it's like, thank you. Thank you for us being in such a blessed place. This is that birthing. You could get caught up in the political and the geopolitical and the craziness that is going on out there, but at the end it's just like, no, I gotta put my hands on my heart and say I'm blessed. I am blessed. And with that comes Monday. I'm going to pull the card because it's Easter Monday and we're in a long weekend. Ooh, it's all perspective. It's all perspective. Look at the Milky Way. Never gotten this card. This is a cool card. So it's all in that perspective of everything and how we see things and how we intake it. Somebody could look at graffiti. Graffiti's a fine point. I love graffiti. I love to look at graffiti. When I see some graffiti downtown, people are like, oh, that's just vandalism. I'm like, no, it's really cool. First of all, how did they get there to do certain, graffiti? The other thing is like, I don't know, the talent it took for them to do that, to do the mural or whatever it was that they did. So it's perspective. It's how you take things in and allow, when you look at that perspective, it gives you a new idea of how you see things. Let's see. You have lost your perspective, so it's time to step back, breathe, and allow yourself to detach in order to gather information from senses and regain perspective about the situation. So detach yourself from it. Detach. That's the best thing to do. It's the hardest thing to do, right? Because we all have our opinions. We all have our judgments. I'm a really judgy person. Tell you the truth, I can be really judgy. My kids will tell you, it's like, oh, mother, just, like, oh, mother, um, stop being so narrow-minded. That's just so prejudiced and so racist. That's what they all call me. It's like, you can't say that, Mom. That's just the wrong thing to say. It's like yesterday when I wrote about, why are you after KFC? What's so bad about it? And I said, did you watch the video? They're just like, first thing is like attack mom. What did mom say on her Facebook? I just laugh because it's just like, I don't, that's the only thing you picked out on my Facebook. Cool. So witness the internal aspect of yourself that simply observes everything in your life, offers his or her eyes here. Take some time, just to sit. I think the millennial generation that says it to their Gen X parents. My kids say this to me all the time. I know, it's just like, Mom, how could you say that? I'm just like, oh, wow. I was like, why'd you call him Turban Boy? Because he wears a turban and he's a boy. He's not an adult. Hey, talk about that. Talk about him. Did you see? I think it was um on one of the platforms that I watch. Anyways, he's promoting something and he has this woman and talking and stuff. I don't even know what the hell they were promoting, but she's a woman who has a site on a certain site that some women make a lot of money off of. Well, men do too, but women make a lot of money off of. And it's not just pictures that is on her site. There's other exposés and um sites that yeah, I can't say that. I can't because I will get flagged. Um uh yeah. Yeah, rhymes with corn. She's a corn star. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's a corn star. And but Turban Boy so he could get more views, has her on his platform. Like, excuse me. I'm sorry. Fine, that's what you are, but this is like you're in the political view. Like, where the hell are your I don't know, decorum? Where's your morals? Where is that where you could at least come out and, like, what is your wife? Where's your wife? Like, well, you're hanging out with this corn star, and anyways, perspective. Have some perspective, buddy. But that's what we're going into. We're going into some, where you really need to have perspective. You really need to have an outlook in a way, right? So polls open early tomorrow. Advanced polling opens tomorrow. So have some, but a clear vision and an open mind. I have an open mind. Like, I mean, if I have some clients that are those workers, and I have clients that are actually do some other things too that people have to sign waivers. So and work in that industry. Lovely people, lovely people. Lovely women, but very talented women, as I gotta say that. But this is where it's like, you know what? You gotta take a perspective, gotta take a step back. If you're wanting to do certain things, you know, how you react or how you are on the street, how you interact with people is very important. It is important. If you are wanting, to create a more harmonious life, right? If you're going out and you're interacting in a negative way, or you're trying to utilize something to boost you, and it's not a positive thing to boost you, and it's more of a negative thing that is going to for you to be boosted, yeah, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing, because then how is that, and especially if you're in the political realm, how is that going to interfere with your judgment and when you are making rules or laws when it comes to women's rights, children, when it comes to extortion of people or extortion itself, right? Where is your morality on this line? It's so important. And it's so important, like when some of the questions are being asked with people, and even the law that was passed in the UK, right? So a perspective, I think sometimes people can get very, very closed minded. It's got to be, this is the way it has to be. But when you take this step back and you see a broader point of view, you start seeing things in a broader point. Like, when I was watching Bald and Bankrupt, it gave you a different view of what's going on in Ukraine. And it's the people who are suffering. Are the people, like, in the outskirts and everything, are they getting the billions of dollars or getting any money to help them in any way? I mean, you certainly can't rebuild until the war is over, definitely. But what are you doing to help them? What are you doing to, say, okay, I'm going to help you with your safety and security. I'm going to make sure that you guys are fed. I'm going to make sure that you have warm blankets and you're warm at night, right? So these are the things that, it just gives you that different perspective of things. in how what's going on, and how resilient the people are. How resilient the people are, and understanding of where they're not, an understanding of political, and understanding the political things that are going on, and not making that a flat judgment on everyone. So make sure you take your pen when you vote. Make sure you take your pen when you vote. Yes, I'll take my pen. I've never had any problems at any polling booth ever. And I've always put my own, like they always, yeah, they don't touch it at all. Like they show you what you're supposed to do, and then you do it and stuff like that. Yeah, never have had any issues with it. But yeah, I guess you do. You do. But that's the energies for this weekend. We'll see how I'm feeling about tomorrow. So my voice is I could feel my voice starting to go. But if you want a reading, if you want to get a reading done, definitely let's book you in and take a look more deeply at some of the interesting realms that we need to take a look at within your own life, and even within your chart. Let's take a look at your chart. So next weekend is the new moon. So everybody will be getting their new moon readings coming out next week. Wow, next week. It's like, I think I just did them. So with readings coming out next week, May 1st starts the 31-day journey. And I do have the outlines for, hang on, let me pull up my, what do you call it? What is it? Microsoft or not Word. My brain has gone. So I have monthly themes. So June, I have the theme Midsummer Magic, Bloom, Shine, and Awaken. And it's going to include daily posts, short prompts, challenges, or practices. I'm going to bring in a weekly project or ritual for people to do. So we're going to work with in June, not only journaling, but we're going to do some rituals, like get you out there to do some rituals. A Virgo first quarter moon ritual for clarity. So I have that down for June. So June is like, I got some really cool things. Plant blessings, talk to your garden or your house plants. Some of you guys do that all the time. But these are some of the things for June. July, the Sacred Heart is summer. So bringing in nourishment, ripening, and inner flame. And that is it's a pre-vibe to look Lugnashka. I can never pronounce that word. So post solstice ripening. So right after the summer solstice is the post summer solstice, because we go from Cancer to Leo. And then in August is our harvest and honor. So we have some really cool things happening for June, July, and August. So definitely, if you are wanting to join me for any of them, more information will be coming out for those ones. But right now, May is coming up, and that journaling one, I am just extremely excited about doing it. I've been working more on bringing in, because I want to bring in the creative side of it and do the creative writing. And when you're doing creative writing, this is like some of the things that I have is writing your own daily ritual, magic words, doing a little bit of work with the archetypes when it comes to some exploration and some magical themes. So doing a little bit more magical stuff when it comes to the creative writing. It's not just like, here's a prompt and write about it today. So it's bringing in a lot more than just um, you know, a little writing prompt. We're going to get into a little bit more, creativeness and magical frequencies for this all. So if you're interested, definitely. And I know some of you will say, but I hate journaling. That's why I want to bring it creative. That's why I want to bring in other aspects to it, because it gets the pruning. This is the pruning, right? We're getting you out, because when you start to prune, it gets you into a place where, ooh, okay, I'm getting into some uncomfortable areas, and you got to get into the uncomfortable areas. You got to get used to being in those uncomfortable areas, because there's a lot of uncomfortable energies and frequencies that are coming in to get us to move. And if you're not working with them already, or starting to work with a lot of those uncomfortable feelings, then you're going to find that you get stuck and you don't want to move, and you get, like little owly, little freaking little 3-year-old. So we're pushing you out there. We're getting you into a beautiful spot so that you can shine even more. So there you go. Have a blessed one, everybody. Happy Easter. Have a great Easter this weekend. We'll see how the weekend goes and how my voice goes over the next couple days. And yeah, I want you guys to have a blessed one. So have a great one. Hey, you could buy me an Easter egg. You could buy me a coffee. That would be great this weekend. So if anybody just wants to buy me a coffee, you could buy me a coffee. God bless, and the goddess bless. Everything is down, linked below. Blessings be.